I'm never getting LinkedIn ever. Mark my freaking words. I do have a LinkedIn account because I had to make one for a freshman year class assignment, and I have never used it since, okay? I am never using LinkedIn. My brother is very much the opposite. He is very ambitious, goes to a good school, very proud of him. He is locked in on LinkedIn. He's one of those guys. He has a goal for how many LinkedIn followers, connections, whatever they call it, whatever the lingo is. He has a goal for how many of those he wants to get before he graduates. That could not be me. My morals, my moral compass, me and mine, my being does not align with the evil that emanates from LinkedIn. I am so serious. Nothing good can come from LinkedIn. I don't like it. I rebuke it actually because like evil spirits reside there in just the entire app, like all encompassing evil. Hate it. I'm never gonna get it. I have only gotten one job in my life that was from a job application that I submitted through a service, and that was through Indeed, and it was the worst job of my life. It was my first job, so I was very naive, but there were so many red flags. It was a group interview. I was hired on the spot, and they said, "We're like a family here." Oh, that was the worst 2 months of my life, actually. Worst 2 months ever. Everyone threw each other under the bus. The family, I was a party hostess for a trampoline park, and I love kids. But the families that chose to host their kids' birthday parties at trampoline parks filled with drama. More than once, I had separated parents come in and fight in front of the party. And I got paid less than minimum wage, and the tips sucked. Because the tips were often like the 2 slices of pizza that were left after the kids left. And hey, listen, free food, I am very grateful for it. But I actually do want cash money. I want money to put into my bank account. So, and I rarely got that. Maybe I was just a horrible party hostess. So, but anyway, every other job I got after that, I got because I asked. I didn't really apply through any sort of form. It was literally just I got to talking with people. Like I worked at an escape room. That was because I went to play the escape room and I was talking about one of their other escape rooms, and one thing led to another, and then I worked there for a year and a half. And then I worked for my neighbor who was a private investigator, and that was pretty fun, but I can't say much about it due to the nature of the job. And then I worked at a planetarium, and I applied to the job at the planetarium like 2 years prior, and I didn't get it. And then I emailed them one day with my resume. I was like, "Hey, here's my resume. I know you guys aren't hiring, but like, I would love to work here." And I got hired, and then I worked there for a year and a half. But around a year or so into every job I have, I start getting bored of it, and so that's why I quit the planetarium. I also didn't want to make just minimum wage. I also didn't want to work 9 to 5 on weekends. I actually wanted to work during the week so I could have my weekends free, and I wanted to be able to make my own schedule and take off whenever I wanted, and now I can because I tutor, and I get to set my own rate, and I set my own schedule, and I make more than minimum wage, and I don't work on weekends, and it's awesome, and I don't have to work when I don't want to. I make my own schedule and everything. It's awesome. That is all to say. Oh, another thing about the tutoring job. I graduated high school in 2021, which means my college application cycle was the first cycle where schools went test optional. So all of those hours I spent studying for the SAT out the window. Awesome. And so for years I was really like angry at that because I spent all those hours studying and preparing for the SAT just for it not to count for anything. But lo and behold, years later, I can charge money to teach people how to take the SAT, because that's the only thing the SAT tests is how to take the SAT. Nothing else. It's really a little bit stupid. But my studying wasn't for naught. Anyway, that is all to say, I am never getting LinkedIn. I'm never going to get a job off of LinkedIn. I'm actually very stubborn in this, and I'm going to prove it to myself. Well, I don't need to prove it to myself because I already believe it, but everyone else. And I'm never going to get a job through LinkedIn. I'm going to be very successful without ever having to touch LinkedIn with a 10-foot pole. I need it to stay far away from me. It's actually vital to my success, personally, financially, emotionally, mentally, for LinkedIn not to be involved in any part of my life. The end.